Coming up on day 4 of the Tour du Mont Blanc.
So we've got about an hour and a half till we're back to the trail. The gondola doesn't open till next week. Rude.
Another day on the TMB, another baguette with a view. Why are we doing this again? This is day 4 and I'm questioning everything.
Hello and welcome to our first morning in Italy on the TMB. As you can see, the weather was absolutely beautiful today. We got super lucky. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a plan for what today has in store. Well, we're hoping has in store anyway. First of all, coffee to wake up. The plan is actually to stay in Hobo camping for 2 nights. Initially, we were just going to stay for 1. We've changed our mind. We're going to go in for 2. And then we can leave all of our stuff here and just hike with day bags, which we think will make the day a lot more enjoyable. As you can see, my day bag's still not that small because I only have the 1 bag. This was also a last-minute decision, which is why I'm running here. This is me paying for another day camping. We are planning on getting the bus back up to the trailhead. Spoiler alert, the bus was full, we had to walk. The bus did only shave off about 30 minutes of walking anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Most people appeared to be getting the bus in the opposite direction, the same people who hiked in with us yesterday, so that's also an option if you don't want to do this road walk, but these are some of the best views we saw on the whole trail.
Good morning! So we've just woken up at the Hobo campground here in Val Veny. We've left all of our stuff there, well not all of it, as you can see I got a bag. Left our tent there, most of the stuff we've just got like a day bag, it's still pretty heavy though. And now we are about to start the grueling walk back up the road. We were going to get the bus for a bit of it, but it was full and drove past us, so we're now walking the whole way. So we've got about an hour and a half till we're back to the trail, and then about 4 hours of hiking.
Yeah, so basically we just stayed at the campground for 2 nights, and the aim is to go back the way we came, which is really annoying because it's like an hour and a half uphill to get back to where we came off the trail. Then we're going to do today's section, come down to the town and get the bus back again. That way we don't skip anything. Apparently the views today are some of the best on the whole trail, so if we're going to skip a section, I don't want it to be this one. So before we left, we had to run into the mini mart and grab some breakfast and lunch. And of course, we ended up with baguettes. I don't think we're going to deviate from baguettes the whole trip. Can you get sick of baguettes? Who knows? Some salami and a ball of mozzarella. I actually forgot the knife and all the utensils because we were rushing for the bus that just, went right past us. So we've had to pick things that you can just eat with your hands, It all came to about €11 too, so not too shabby. This baguette's a little hard. This is not the finest baguette I've ever had. Not the finest. We aren't in France anymore, we're in Italy. Maybe that's why.
We just had our breakfast here at this picnic area, which looked really cute from like a distance. I was like, oh my god, there's such a cute picnic area. There's all like wooden benches like made out of old tree logs that they've carved, and there's like grills. But I don't think it's used very often, so it's filled with cobwebs and everything's a bit damp and musty, and there's loads of like flies and worms. So we didn't sit down, we quickly yammed in our food. And we're just going to go straight away, to be honest with you. You can probably see the flies, right? Brenna's got like 7 on her. Yeah, we're just going to go. I'm convinced there's some roadkill around here or something because this is an obscene amount of flies.
Once I'd finished doing Tai Chi with the flies, it was time to get going again. We had to walk up a bit more of the road where there was actually traffic, and then we got to like the road where no more cars could go, where the bus should have dropped us if we'd managed to get on it. Here it is. So it's about another 50 minutes. It is very steep. I can see why people do skip this section because it's not the most enjoyable and it is pretty tough. I feel like Brenna's only filmed the flat bits. There is a nice river though. You don't see that the whole way though, okay? So don't be thinking you have a lovely river the whole way. Once we got to the top, we saw all of these tiny little things in the sky and I thought they were really big birds. And it actually turned out that Red Bull is doing some sort of sponsored event and it's people paragliding, and they were so high up, they look like tiny little toenail clippings. Look at them. Flying around in circles. Fascinating.
Okay, so we're finally back to where we started yesterday after that road climb. It took us about an hour and 40 minutes. It was 420 meters of elevation, so it was quite a climb. But luckily we don't have our bags because we've left them down there. So if you are going to do this, I definitely recommend just leaving your bags down there because otherwise you'll be absolutely pooped. Because to be honest with you, I don't think I could have done it with my bag. I probably would have skipped this section if I had to come up here with my bag, I'm not going to lie to you, because that was actually a lot. We still have 500 meters to go, but we've done half the climb for the day already, and we did it in an hour and a half, so I'm feeling optimistic for the day, feeling good.
So once we finished filling up the water, I decided to dip my hat in this water because it was super refreshing, and then I told Brenna to do it, and her reaction was super underwhelming, and I was really disappointed. I thought she'd be like, wow, you've changed my life, and she just shrugged and went, it's alright. It was the most refreshing feeling I felt in I don't even know how long. Here's me struggling up the hill. Honestly, I'm struggling so hard today. Brenna's taking the bag because I just can't. I'm struggling so hard. We stopped for a little granola bar, and that granola bar was absolutely terrible. I don't recommend. I did pick the cheapest ones up on the shelf because, you know, I was trying to be budget conscious, but the bar didn't remain in its shape, so you just had crumbs of these not very good granola pieces that were just don't get them, okay? Pay the extra euro and get something fancier. That would be my advice. I'm like the granola bar connoisseur, apparently. Here I am struggling up the hill. I was really struggling today, but the views, honestly, so worth it. I'm so glad we did the road walk. Walking up the road, I wasn't. Once we got up there, I was like, so glad we didn't skip this section. Honestly, some of the best views on the whole trail, so don't skip it. Also, side note, these were my favorite wildflowers the whole trail. So for the first time on the trail so far, when we got to the top, we were actually there. There was no hidden bump around the corner. We got to the top and then it was down. I genuinely thought there was more up and there wasn't, so that was a lovely feeling. What I found most cool about this was when we looked down the hill, we could actually see the road we walked over earlier, and we could also see our campground that we stayed in. You could like actually pretty much see our tent if you zoomed in really hard and squinted a little. But that's pretty impressive, right? It was the most rewarding feeling I think there can be on a hike, when you can actually see where you came from. Anyway, now we're walking downhill.
So we made it to the top of the hill. We had a little snack break on the way, filled up our water on the way, and now we're on the descent. We're just going to stop and have lunch, I think. A baguette with a view, of course. Today's view is pretty good. Another day on the TMB, another baguette with a view. Alright, lunch is over. It was mozzarella, salami, and baguette. No sauce. It was a little bit dry, but it is what it is, you know. We had limited supplies from the store, and we were running for the bus that we never caught. So, lunch is over. Now it's a little bit of uphill, mostly downhill, and I think we're going to get a gondola and a chairlift. If it's open, if they take card, we don't know yet. There's a big long descent into the town otherwise. Let's get cracking! Might not be even halfway down, but I got beer. Hello and welcome to me drowning my sorrows. As you may have heard earlier, I was hoping to catch a gondola and a chairlift down the hill. Apparently there's a chairlift that will help us down on the other side, and we might treat ourselves to the gondola on the way down. Hopefully get to the gondola and carve half this downhill. Turns out that's not an option until June 28th. It's currently June 19th. We've been lied to. So now I have to walk down 2,500 feet, 750 metres that I wasn't willing to do. 4 miles. I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna have to get over it. This was meant to be our easy day, and we've done nearly 1,000 metres of up and 1,000 metres of down. How's that easy? At least I don't have to carry my bag, I guess. Why? Why are we doing this again? This is day 4 and I'm questioning everything.
All right, let's walk down the hill then, seeing as the gondola doesn't open till next week. Rude.
Sign says only an hour and 35, which isn't that bad.
Weird.
All right, let's just go, because no offense, but I walk quicker than you downhill, so. Not this again. That's the chairlift that's not open. As you can see, it's not moving. It's probably a good thing we didn't get the chairlift, because last time we got a chairlift in the summer, you made the woman press the emergency stop.
Oh, shut up.
Next one. And I lost my sunglasses. Oh no! Oh no! I've just lost my sunglasses.
We'd be more cautious this time. We know how it works now.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, she's talking again. I hope she's not going to complain about the gondola. I am. I'm still upset about it. No, I'm joking. I'm over it now. But that road wasn't very nice. It was like an old service road and it had big rocks on it and it was really steep, which is why I'm like one switchback back the whole time. I just could not catch up.
We just went past the gondola. It is definitely closed. It also shaved off 500 metres of elevation. And now we're on this skinny, steep switchback trail. But the town looks closer, so we only have about 500 metres left, hopefully. It is what it is. I don't want to do it, but we're here.
We have to do it.
We have to do it. On the plus side, we did save ourselves €32. Got to think of the positives here. So close, yet so far.
So once I just shut up and started walking down the hill, it didn't actually take that long. It only took us about an hour to get down. It was switchbacks the whole way, quite a few tree roots.
Hallelujah.
But it was shady, so that did help because it's been really, really, really hot. Once we got to the bottom of the hill, we had probably about another 25 minutes to get up to the town of Courmayeur, which is where we'll be getting the bus back to our campground, which is free. I don't know if I've mentioned that. All the buses in this area are actually free, so that's a big bonus. And the views were really, really nice. We walked over a nice bridge, nice view of the river. Once we got into Courmayeur, we decided to go to the grocery store because we had to get some things for dinner because you know us, not that organised. I prioritised beer as the number one thing to go into my basket. No messing around. 4 of them went in there. Then we got some pasta and we got some salady stuff for dinner. I think we're going to do like a tuna pasta style dish. We got to the bus stop. The bus was only like a 10-minute wait, so that was perfect. Hopped on it. It was free. Yay. And it stopped right outside our campground, which was also very convenient. I'm going to say the Hobo campground was definitely our favourite campground the whole TMB. So I definitely recommend staying here. We ended up staying 2 nights in the end, and it was great. It had everything. Look, a little kitchen, cooking area, fridge to keep your beer cold. Who doesn't need that? They also had a bar. I've probably already told you all about it several times, but I'm just not over how good it was. Once we got back, we showered, and then we had our beers. That's why they were in the fridge. We put them in the beer, we had a shower, and here we are drinking them. Then we decided to make some dinner. It was very tempting to go into the bar and order food again, but we decided to be good, so we made a tasty little tuna pasta loaded up with goodness and salad and whatnot, and yeah, then we went to bed. Bye, see you tomorrow for day, whatever it is, 4.